Hi there, everyone. It's Sanai here. Hope you're all doing great today. So I've called this video Your Ideal Client Avatar, or Clarity in Your Ideal Client Avatar equals Mastery in Your Message. And I've called it that because I really want to give you a sense of how kind of fundamentally important it is to your message to the world, to your ability to show up as a change maker and share your gifts and make a difference. So fundamentally important to all of those things to have clear in your mind who it is you're speaking to. You know, your ideal client avatar is the person that you can focus on when you're creating your messaging, so that enables you to be really focused and targeted and specific. However, so many of us struggle to get that clarity, or it eludes us, or we feel resistant to creating an ideal client avatar. Why? Well, there are so many different reasons, but some of them could be that there's a fear that if you have to funnel right down to create one specific client avatar for your business, then that is it forever. You're kind of stuck with this one ideal client avatar and this one niche. And, absolutely not. I want to really say up front that that's not true. It's really good from the outset to have an ideal client avatar that is tangible, specific, really clear in your mind, because that helps you have specific, focused, and targeted marketing. But they will evolve, it will evolve as you evolve, as your business grows and changes, so will your ideal client avatar and niche. So it's really important to know that you don't have to make a decision now that you have to stick by forevermore. The other reason why I believe people are resistant to it is that because we all have a knowing of how powerful coaching is. It's a really kind of generic skill. And for many of us, we know the skills and gifts that we bring to the table are good for so many different types of people. So there's a fear almost of, well, if I funnel down and target one specific person, surely I'm missing out on all these other potential clients. And again, what I want you to hear is that by being specific and targeted and focused, you will get your ideal clients. You will be working with people you love, that you know you can help and how you can help them. But also, people like that ideal client will come forward. People will start to see your messaging as being very strong, very clear. And like I say, people like them will come forward. So, perfect example, I have male clients now, and I don't target to men. I target specifically to female coaching entrepreneurs. But I work with guys because they can see how I help them. So as long as your messaging is targeted and specific and very, very clear and answers a problem, then other people like your ideal client will come forward. And isn't it better to at least have a few high quality paying clients who've answered the kind of messaging you're putting out there, rather than sending out blanket messages that are diluted and not speaking to anybody, and therefore not getting anybody through your door. The other reason why I think it can feel like a struggle getting that clarity is we may think we have clarity. We may think that, I'm pretty good with who I'm speaking to, and that can manifest in two ways. That feeling pretty good could be, okay, so I have an idea of who my ideal client is, and this is my ideal client. She is aged between 30 and 50. She's in a job, although she might be self-employed as well. She could be a mum, but then she doesn't have to be a mum. It doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, that's not an ideal client avatar. That's like somebody with a split personality living multiple dimensional lives. And when you've got somebody who is ranging in age between 30 and 50, and they could be a mum and they might not be, they're living different lives. They have different spectrums of needs and desires and wants and pains and frustrations. So again, you're diluting the message to the mum or not mum, the 30-year-old to 50-year-old. It's about getting really specific so that you're talking to that one person. So that really isn't an ideal client avatar if you've got that kind of range in your kind of image of the person you're speaking to. And the other way it manifests is that you may have an ideal client that you've specifically defined, but you've defined them as almost a summary of the characteristics of your last 4 coaching clients, the last 4 people, 3 or 4 people that you've coached, and you've got together all their commonalities, and you kind of put them together and formed this ideal client avatar. And whilst you know you can help that specific type of person, they're not the people you're passionate about helping. There seems to be a lack of connection with them. So it's not about kind of lumping together the characteristics of people you've already worked for. Your ideal client really exists within you, that passion within you to connect with somebody in particular. So there are a couple of the reasons, real reasons why the clarity eludes you, or you're struggling with it, or you're feeling resistant with it. And how does that struggle manifest? How does it play out and show up in everyday life? Well, you perhaps will put yourself out there for a week feeling really great, and then you'll withdraw for a week because you kind of don't feel clear on what content to put out, or you're struggling to come up with creative content every day. You don't know what it is you want to say to these people. You're not sure what it is that makes you credible. You're struggling to really express what it is about you that would connect you best with an ideal client, or with somebody in particular. It also could show up as a struggle in getting your offering created, because if you don't know who you're speaking to and who you're there to help, how can you create an offering that is really powerful, that will attract the right person to you? Because if you don't know what their pains and needs are, you can't create a solution that will support them. So that's really how it plays out. You may be struggling to get moving because you're stalling, you're stop starting, and just not moving at the pace you'd like to be moving at. And that all does boil down to a lack of clarity in your ideal client, and who it is you're speaking to, and what makes you the ideal solution for them and their pains and needs. So ideal client clarity, ideal client avatar clarity really does impact on your ability to show up in your business, your ability to have mastery over the message that you want to go out there and share with the world, and your ability to move forward at a really fast, fluent, efficient pace, the pace that you imagine you'd be when you started your business. So how can we clear this? How can we get really, really targeted and specific? One of the ways that I like to help my client do this, and I would invite you to do the same, is try and clear your mind of all the people that you've ever worked with, all the external influences on your ideal client avatar creation, if you like, and just come from it of imagining that you're sat across the table with somebody right now, somebody who you would have an amazing rapport with, somebody you would have great connection with, that you can describe that person's characteristics, you know exactly who she is, what age she is, whether she's a parent, whether she's a business owner, you know what her pains and struggles are, and answer the question, what brings her to you? What is it about you that she is drawn to? Come from it from within. And once you've answered those questions from up here, ask them again so that you get to the heart answer. Because, we'll always answer questions quickly from the head, but when we ask them again and allow those questions to incubate a bit longer in the brain, we start to go into our heart answers, and they're the real answers. They will answer the real questions of who that person is, what they want, what their desires are, what their pains and frustrations are, and what brings them to you, and how do they see you as the answer? What's your experiences in life, your knowledge and skills that they are seeking from you? And that would be a really good first step to getting some clarity in who it is that you were put on this planet to serve right now. So I hope that helps you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.